Let me tell you about the morning I walked out to my garden and found it destroyed. I'd spent the previous weekend putting in a full bed of hostas, daylilies, and tulips. Hours of work, real money spent. And by Tuesday morning, the deer had eaten every single one of them down to the ground. Not nibbled, gone. I stood there in the dew with my coffee and I just felt defeated. If you live in a rural area or on the edge of one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know the feeling of waking up hopeful and walking outside to find destruction? Deer don't care about your plans or your budget or the hours you put in. They see your garden as a free salad bar. I spent years fighting that battle the wrong way. I tried sprays, they wash off in rain, and you have to reapply constantly. I tried physical barriers, expensive, ugly, and the deer eventually find a way around them. I tried planting things I'd heard deer don't like, mixed results at best. Then I stopped fighting them and started gardening smarter. I shifted my entire planting strategy toward perennials that deer genuinely avoid. Not because of sprays or tricks, but because of what these plants actually are. And today my garden looks better than it ever did in the years I was planting deer candy. I'm going to share 11 perennials that deer consistently avoid on our homestead. Stay with me on this one because number 3 on this list is the plant that completely transformed a problem area of our property where deer pressure is at its worst. And it's probably not what you'd expect. We're starting from number 11 and working toward the best. Number 11, Baptisia. Baptisia is a Native American prairie plant that deer won't touch, and it's one of the most underused perennials in American gardens. The foliage, flowers, and seed pods all contain alkaloids that make them unpalatable. Deer learn quickly that this plant isn't food and they move on. It blooms in spring with dramatic spikes of purple, blue, white, or yellow flowers, depending on the variety, and then develops attractive gray-green foliage and interesting inflated seed pods that rattle in the fall wind. The whole season it earns its space. The catch with Baptisia is patience. It's slow to establish. The first year it does almost nothing, the second year it starts to grow, and by year 3 and 4 it becomes the stunning, multi-stemmed, shrub-like plant it's meant to be. Once it's there, it never needs dividing, never needs staking, and never gets bothered by deer. I put Baptisia in the back of my border where it can develop undisturbed. A mature clump is 4 to 5 feet tall and wide, a serious presence. And it's incredibly drought-tolerant once established because it fixes its own nitrogen and develops a deep root system. Zones 3 through 9. Native, long-lived, deer-proof, and beautiful. Worth every year of waiting. Number 10, yarrow. Yarrow smells like medicine to a deer and they want nothing to do with it. The aromatic foliage contains compounds that are bitter and off-putting to most browsers, including deer and rabbits. Meanwhile, to us, it's beautiful. Ferny, silvery green foliage topped with flat flower heads in yellow, white, red, or salmon from June through September. I grow Achillea millefolium, the native common yarrow, and the hybrid moonshine with its bright yellow flowers and silvery leaves. Both have been completely untouched by deer on our property for as long as I've grown them. Yarrow is also one of the toughest perennials you can grow. It handles drought, heat, poor soil, and neglect better than almost anything. If I neglect a section of my garden, yarrow is usually the last thing standing. It spreads by rhizomes and can become aggressive in rich soil, so plant it where you want ground coverage or in a contained area. Deadhead it after the first bloom for a second flush, or cut it all the way back by half in early summer for a more compact plant. The dried flowers hold their color and are excellent for arrangements. Zones 3 through 9, drought-tolerant, deer-proof, long-blooming. This is a foundational plant for a practical homestead garden. Number 9, Russian sage. Russian sage is one of the most striking plants in a summer garden, and deer absolutely won't eat it. The silvery white stems and fine lavender blue flowers create this hazy, cloud-like effect that's beautiful from a distance, and the whole plant smells strongly of sage, which deer find deeply unappealing. It blooms from midsummer through fall, July, August, September, and sometimes into October, which makes it one of the longest blooming deer-resistant plants on this list. During the peak of summer heat, when other plants are struggling, Russian sage is going strong. I cut it back hard in early spring, down to about 6 inches, and it comes back vigorous and full every year. In lean, well-drained soil with full sun, it's essentially bulletproof. Don't put it in rich, wet soil or it gets floppy and loses that beautiful upright structure. It pairs beautifully with yellow and gold plants. Rudbeckia, Coreopsis, Gaillardia, and the contrast between the silvery blue and warm gold is one of my favorite combinations in the garden. Hardy in zones 4 through 9. Drought-tolerant, deer-proof, long-blooming, and dramatic. An essential plant. Number 8. Lamb's ear. Deer avoid lamb's ear for the same reason they avoid many deer-resistant plants. The fuzzy silvery leaves are unpleasant to eat. The texture, the scent, and the bitter compounds in the foliage all work together to make this plant something deer walk past rather than through. For us, lamb's ear is an incredible foliage plant. The soft, velvety leaves in silvery white are beautiful as an edging plant or ground cover. It fills in quickly, suppresses weeds, and stays attractive through most of the season. The flowers, small purple spikes in early summer, are a bonus. I use it heavily along the front edges of my beds as a soft border that deer ignore completely. In areas where deer pressure is highest, along our woodline, I've replaced everything with lamb's ear and Russian sage, and the combination has held up perfectly for 3 years. It does need good drainage and doesn't like humidity in summer. The centers of the clumps can rot out in wet weather. Divide it every couple of years to keep it vigorous, and cut the flower stalks before they set seed if you don't want it spreading. Zones 4 through 8. Fast-spreading, deer-proof, beautiful foliage. One of the most practical ground covers for a homestead setting. Number 7. Lavender. I know lavender sounds obvious, but let me explain why it deserves to be on this list. Real garden lavender, Lavandula angustifolia, is heavily aromatic, intensely bitter, and completely off the menu for deer. I've grown it along fence lines specifically because deer won't push through or around it. But beyond deer resistance, lavender is earning its keep in so many other ways. It blooms in early summer with those iconic purple spikes. It dries beautifully for use in the house. It's a magnet for bees and butterflies. And the dried flowers and foliage have 100 uses in a homestead context. The key to growing lavender successfully in most of the US is drainage and air circulation. It hates wet roots, especially in winter. I grow mine in raised beds with gritty soil or on slopes where water runs off. In heavy clay, amend heavily or grow in raised beds. Hidcote and Munstead are the most cold-hardy varieties, good to zone 5. In warmer zones, Spanish lavender extends the bloom time significantly, zones 5 through 8 for most varieties. If you have a hot, dry, deer-pressured area of your property, lavender is the answer. Number 6. Salvia nemorosa, woodland sage. I already talked about salvia in the first video, but I want to revisit it here specifically in the context of deer resistance. Deer don't eat salvia, ever. The aromatic compounds in the foliage are a strong deterrent, and in all my years growing it, I have never seen a deer touch it. This makes it one of my most strategic planting choices in high-pressure areas. I use salvia as a border around beds that contain more deer-vulnerable plants. It's not a guarantee that deer won't step over it, but the scent from a dense planting seems to make them uneasy, and they tend to avoid the whole area. The bloom time is excellent, May through June for the first flush, then again in late summer after cutting back. The purple spikes are beautiful with almost everything, and the plant is tough, drought-tolerant, and long-lived. In areas where deer pressure has forced you to rethink your planting, build your garden around plants like salvia, and you'll spend a lot less time being frustrated. Now here's what I want you to keep in mind as we get into the top 5. So far, I've given you plants that deer avoid because of texture or scent. But the next few take it further. These are plants that deer have actually learned to avoid over generations because of what's in them. The deer on your property, if they're experienced browsers, will often walk right past these plants without even investigating. And number 3, which is coming up soon, is a plant I use specifically in the highest pressure zones of our property, and it's never been touched once. Keep watching. Number 5, Echinacea, coneflower. I know Echinacea made the first list too, but it belongs on this one for a different reason: deer resistance. Echinacea contains compounds that are bitter and mildly toxic to browsers in large quantities, and deer generally learn to avoid it. That said, I'll be honest with you, in areas of extreme deer pressure, very hungry deer in winter will eat almost anything. But in normal summer and fall conditions, Echinacea holds up extremely well. The practical value here is that Echinacea is one of the most beautiful deer-resistant perennials available, and combining it with other deer-resistant plants builds layers of protection, scent, texture, taste, that make your whole garden less attractive to browsers. Plant it in the interior of beds surrounded by more strongly deer-resistant plants, like salvia and Russian sage, and you'll get reliable protection across your whole planting. Number 4. Hellebore, Lenten rose. Hellebores are one of the best kept secrets in deer-resistant gardening, and they solve a problem that almost nothing else can. They grow in shade, they bloom in late winter and early spring when nothing else does, and deer won't touch them. The reason is simple. Hellebores are toxic. Every part of the plant contains compounds that deer have evolved to avoid. They don't test it, they don't nibble it, they simply walk past. I have hellebores growing under my trees in the most deer-trafficked areas of our property, and they have never been disturbed. The flowers, which droop slightly and often face down, come in deep burgundy, white, purple, pink, and green, often with beautiful spotting. They emerge in February and March, sometimes through snow, and they hold their color for 2 to 3 months. No other perennial gives you that kind of late winter to early spring interest. After blooming, the evergreen foliage carries the plant through the entire season. Deep green, leathery, handsome. It's one of the most dignified plants in a woodland garden. Zones 4 through 9. Shade tolerant, deer proof, early blooming, and evergreen. If you have a shaded area with deer pressure, hellebores are the solution. Number 3. Agastache. Hyssop. Here it is. This is the plant I promised you. Agastache. Hyssop or hummingbird mint is the single most effective deer-resistant perennial I grow in my highest pressure zones. And it does it while also being one of the most beautiful and pollinator-friendly plants on the property. The reason deer won't eat it is the intense anise and mint scent of the foliage. Deer rely heavily on smell, and when they approach an agastache planting, the overwhelming aromatic oils in the leaves send them in the other direction. I've watched deer walk along the edge of my agastache beds and simply detour around them. But what makes agastache so much more than just deer-resistant is its performance. It blooms from July through hard frost, 3 to 4 solid months of flowers during the hottest, most difficult part of summer. It thrives in heat and drought. The hummingbirds and native bees that work these plants during bloom time are extraordinary. I've planted agastache along the entire perimeter of one of my vegetable garden areas. Not as a deer-repelling hedge exactly, but as a strong aromatic border. Combined with salvia and lavender, it creates a zone that deer simply don't want to investigate. Blue Fortune is my most reliable variety. It blooms from July into October, handles Zone 5 winters reliably, and comes back bigger every year. Kudos Coral and Kudos Yellow add warm color to the mix. Zones 5 through 9. No maintenance, no sprays, no fence needed. Just plant it and let it do the work. Number 2. Catmint. Nepeta. Catmint circles back on this list because it's not just a great long bloomer. It's a genuine deer deterrent. The volatile oils in Nepeta foliage make it strongly aromatic to humans in a pleasant way, but to deer it reads as a warning. I've used catmint as a front border on beds that contain more vulnerable plants, and the deer consistently avoid the entire planting. And the fact that it blooms in waves from May through October gives you 5 months of that aromatic deterrent barrier. It's not just protecting your garden, it's beautifying it at the same time. Plant it thick, plant it in drifts, and use it to edge your most important beds. Walkers low at the front, something taller behind it, and the deer will choose someone else's garden. Number 1. Peonies. This might surprise you, but peonies are among the most reliably deer-resistant perennials available, and they're among the most spectacular. The foliage contains compounds that deer find bitter and unappealing, and I have never, in 15 years of growing peonies, had a deer eat one. Not a leaf, not a bud, not a stem. What makes peonies the number 1 choice on this list is the combination of factors. They're deer-resistant. They're incredibly long-lived. A peony can outlive you if planted in the right spot. They bloom in May and June with some of the most spectacular flowers in the garden, huge, fragrant, and incredibly beautiful. And once they're established, you do almost nothing for them. No dividing, no fussing, no special care. I plant them in full sun in well-drained soil, and I essentially leave them alone. They come back every year, and they get better. A 10-year-old peony plant is a breathtaking thing. The key rule with peonies, don't plant them too deep. The buds, called eyes, should be no more than 1 to 2 inches below the soil surface. Plant them deeper and they'll grow, but never bloom. That's the mistake most people make. Tree peonies and intersectional peonies are also worth considering. They're deer-resistant, bloom even more heavily, and have extraordinary foliage through the whole season. Zones 3 through 8. Long-lived, deer-proof, stunning, and effortless once established. If you could only plant one thing on this list, plant a peony and plant it where you can see it from your kitchen window. You'll thank yourself every May for the rest of your life. Here's the bottom line after years of fighting deer and finally winning. The secret isn't fighting them. The secret is building a garden they don't want. Use aromatic plants, use toxic plants, use plants with tough textures, and layer them. The more of these plants you combine in a single space, the less attractive that space becomes to deer. You don't need a fence. You don't need sprays. You need the right plants in the right places and time to let them establish. Tell me in the comments below, which deer-resistant perennial do you swear by on your property? And if deer have been destroying your garden and you haven't tried any of these yet, let me know which one you're starting with. I read every comment. See you in the next one.